Ted Bundy. Good looking, charismatic, and very intelligent. He haunted America with his presence. He lured and tricked women into a false sense of security, only to rip them apart in the most gruesome way unimaginable. He was eventually caught and sentenced for his sins, but his actions still leave a painful impact on the world. He will forever be remembered as the monster he always was. So Hollywood saw this man and thought to themselves, Eureka! I can make money out of him!
We've got to have money.
It seems like Hollywood nowadays will make a movie about anything, from cannibals to talking dinosaurs to Ted fucking Bundy. Now that's not a bad thing at all. Good things were made from this transaction, like for example the Ted Bundy documentary, which did a great job in detailing not only Ted Bundy's crimes, but give us a bit of more insight into his psyche. I suggest you guys watch it. It's a pretty good watch, in my opinion. And of course you have the movies, which are of course an interesting watch. You have the good ones you heard that were good, and the ones that are just...
Hi there, my name's Ted. Nice to meet you. Hi there. My name's Ted. Nice to meet you.
weren't properly aborted. As you have guessed, this review is gonna cover the worst Ted Bundy movie we ever made, and that would be the Ted Bundy movie from 2002. As it's extremely atrocious, shockingly stupid, and bad. The movie was written by Matthew Bright and Stephen Johnston and was released on September 13, 2002. Coincidentally, a year and 2 days later after
9/11 incident.
I think it was a sign from God. But in any case, let's dive into this movie and talk about why it's a horrible film that honestly should be used as a CIA torture method. The characters in this movie are extremely one-dimensional and plain unforgettable. There's nothing memorable or interesting about any of these characters to make you care about them. The only character I can remember aside from this movie's version of Ted Bundy was his girlfriend Lee, who is just Ted's girlfriend and there's just nothing else to her. None of these are worth giving a damn about, so instead let's talk about something that is worth giving a damn, which is this movie's portrayal of Ted Bundy. It sucks more balls than the FNAF movie. This movie's portrayal of Ted Bundy, this movie portrays Bundy as this geeky, goofy creep, which, don't get me wrong, he was in real life, but this movie's portrayal is so over-exaggerated that it's comedically bad. Like, this movie misses the point of why Bundy was a successful and dangerous serial killer. When you look at Ted, you would see he was just some ordinary dude that you would go get a beer with. You would never think that he would be some kind of degenerate that would commit such horrific acts. This dude? The minute you see this guy, your immediate thought is, oh, he's definitely a sex offender. Like, no hate towards the actor. I'm sorry, he's decent, but his performance as Bundy was just horrible. He was just a bit too goofy. He didn't have the charismatic personality Bundy had to lure in his victims. I could not take any of his scenes seriously because this dude was just ridiculous and extremely goofy. I mean, for fuck's sake, there was a scene where he was just masturbating. The acting this dude provided was just a bit too much, especially in scenes where it was meant to be disturbed or dark, but it gets ruined
By this movie's ridiculous and over-the-top direction.
which leads us to our next point. This movie's tone is as inconsistent as America's economy. This movie tries to be dark and disturbing, but at times it just comes off as just cheesy, goofy, and my 13 reasons why. When you're writing a movie that involves Ted fucking Bundy, you probably need to choose an appropriate tone for the film that only makes it bearable but also doesn't insult the victims in the most despicable way possible. There are scenes in this movie that's meant to be disturbing and dark, but because of this film's direction, those scenes are just ruined. Allow me to show you some examples. Example 1, the scene where Ted is strangling a woman in the hallway. Now this scene in concept is already disturbing, so how did they ruin it? Christmas music. I am not joking. Like, this scene was already fine by itself, but you just had to include the jingle fucking bell. No reason other than to annoyingly remind the audience, hey guys, he killed this woman in Christmas. Did you know he killed this woman on Lord's birth month? Anyways, next example, the opening of the film. When you're making a movie about America's most unhinged individual, the first thing you have to do is to make sure that the opening of your film matches the tone of the movie, which is something this opening doesn't do well at all.
My name's Ted. Nice to meet you.
Hi, my name is Ted. This entire opening of the movie feels like you're watching some cheesy slice of life comedy instead of, you know, a drama movie that, I mean, for fuck's sake, we have a scene where Ted Robert fucking Bundy is stroking his cock while watching a woman changing. And the way it's presented was just, oh lord, it was bad. The noises, the face this guy makes when doing this scene just feels extremely goofy and downright uncomfortable to watch. It's like he was trying to do an impression of Jim Carrey when he saw the script for the Sonic 3 movie. This scene is just unnecessary and not needed. If you wanted a scene of Ted being a creep, then him watching the girl changing should have been enough. We didn't need whatever the hell this is. Alright, example 3. Okay, so in this scene, Ted abducted the 2 girls from Lake Shamanish, and one of the girls manages to escape, leading to a chase scene. Now, what I described to you sounds scary in context, as it should be. Just look at this scene and tell me you were on the edge of your seat or just staring blankly at it with utter disgust. First off, the music in this scene just doesn't work at all. It doesn't feel like I'm watching a girl running away from Ted fucking Bundy, but instead it feels like I'm watching some other scene of a character running away from some monster in an adventure sci-fi film. Second off, these shots of the girl just feels really gross. There are multiple shots where it just focuses on the girl's ass for some reason. Oh wait, I know the reason. It's because the directors knew that this movie was so bad that they felt the need to sneak in these shots of the actress's ass just to get the viewers to jerk off to it. This scene is nothing more than an excuse to sexualize a woman being chased by Ted Bundy, which is just shitty. This isn't a movie anymore. This is just a straight up porn. This movie's ending was just, dear lord, how do I describe it? Do you remember the ending of Game of Thrones? Well, yeah, it was worse than that. It just felt empty and dry. The execution scene was just hollow, and then there's this scene.
I'm Ted Bundy. I'm Ted Bundy. I'm Ted Bundy.
Rip Van Winkle.
What the hell was the point of this scene? Like, what does a scene of random children saying, I'm Ted Bundy? Like, not only is this scene pointless, but also straight up insulting to the victims. Like, you make the kids cheer him on like he was some celebrity that was falsely accused of something. Like, dude, this scene is so cringe-inducing. I hated it. Just like I hate this movie. It's disgusting, unsatisfying, and by far the worst thing to be ever made. So my final thoughts for this movie is that it was an awful experience, and dare I say it was the worst thing I've ever seen. One-note characters, inconsistent tones, and a hollow ass of an ending. It felt like the person who made this watched Scream, got a boner from all the killing scenes and random fan service scenes, and decided, what if I make a movie out of those scenes and make it about Ted Bundy? Like the scene with the girl and Ted running in the forest just felt like something out of Bollywood, and that opening with Bundy just made me want to peel my skin off. But yeah, that were my thoughts on the 2002 Ted Bundy movie. No offense to the cast or directors who made this. It was just an awful film. Honestly, I would rate it a solid 2 out of 10, and that's it. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments below, and hope you guys are enjoying your days, and I'll see you all soon.